classic. Vino Rosso has taken the lead. And it's a vintage performance by Vino Rosso.
Hello, everybody. Mike Welsch at Del Mar with the Daily Racing Form Breeders' Cup Workout Report brought to you by Spendthrift Farm. And as one might expect, the Saturday before the Breeders' Cup weekend, a very busy morning here at Del Mar, even though horses are scattered about throughout the country. A lot of action here today. A baker's dozen, 13 workouts. Breeders' Cup works today, 6 before the renovation break, most of them in pitch darkness, and 7 more after. The most intriguing of which we'll get to in a little bit, that of Latruska, which did not go quite according to plan for trainer Fausto Gutierrez. But we'll start earlier in the morning, and 2 of my works of the day came before dawn this morning. The first one right at 5:30 when the track opened. Acclimate, who's going to run in the turf, worked 6 furlongs from the 5/8. I had 113 flat, but it was what came after the official part of the work that really impressed me. Going in company, this horse galloped out as strong as a horse you'd want to see. In the dark, it was a little tough to catch him at every pole, but I had him out a mile in 139 and 2, and then the team kept going a mile and an eighth, actually, in 154 and change. Now, the Acclimate's going to run in the turf. He's going to need that stamina, but sure looked like he's coming into the race in good form. He's doing so well that he was actually supplemented into the field. He's the speed. I know this turf course not conducive to speed most of the time, but the way he worked this morning, even if you don't think he can win, he's going to be a big price. I would include him on the tickets. Also, McKinnon, a short while later, and same thing with him. It was the gallop out of his work. He's heading for the juvenile turf. Even more impressive, a turf horse working this well under dirt. Went off very slow in company in 14 and change, and then picked up the pace. The final time of 3/4, a reflection of that 14 and 2 early opening eighth, went 114 and 3. But again, it was the gallop out that really caught my eye for this 2-year-old. Went out 7/8 and 27 and 4 and a full mile in 140 flat. So I really liked what I saw from McKinnon today. He was one of 2 horses that trainer Doug O'Neill worked this morning. The second one, the one everybody was really waiting to see, was Hot Rod Charlie, the only classic horse to work here this morning. And he was excellent. I don't watch him work very often, but I thought he was real good this morning from what I saw. Not a flashy worker, I'm guessing, but again, it was the way he did it and the gallop out. He had Flavian Pratt aboard. Went 3/4 from the 5/8 and 12 and change. Galloped out in 126 and 2 and kept going very well both into and around the turn. So it was a good morning overall for the trainer Doug O'Neill with his 2 Breeders' Cup workers. Then came Latruska. Now I can't recall whether Latruska was right before Hot Rod Charlie. I think she was right before Hot Rod Charlie, but they were pretty close to each other as far as when they were working. We had watches going everywhere. But as far as Latruska, a little surprised that trainer Fausto Gutierrez decided to work her like right during the rush after the renovation break. She usually comes out at 9:15. And as a result, things didn't go as according to plan. Like I said, she wound up inadvertently hooking in with Richard Baltus 2-year-old, the half-mile pole. Latruska broke off slowly at the 5/8, came up inside the Baltus 2-year-old. I'm not sure if her rider, Roger Horgan, wasn't sure that horse was working because the Baltus horse was way off the rail. But they wound up engaging one another from the half-mile pole to the wire, and it was actually the Baltus 2-year-old that was drawing away at the end. Latruska seemed to relax early during the work, but at the end, down near the inside, she just couldn't stay with the other horse. Wound up, the time was quick, 47 and 3, but was nudged along the finish and to try to keep pace on the gallop out, which she did, and went out 5/8 in 101 and 101 flat. Not really what you want a week out before the big race from one of the horses that is going to be one of the biggest favorites on the card. I saw a little interview with Fausto later. I know he wasn't pleased with what happened, but you really can't blame, as some people are on Twitter, the Baltus people or their rider. The track is open for all workers at that time of the morning, and she had every right to work just as Latruska did. So other workers of note today, I'm not going to mention all 13, but after the break for the juvenile Oviatt class, 5/8 and 59 and 1. Not a real strong gallop out, but quick time. I might add that the racetrack was on the fast side here this morning. We had even some non-Breeders' Cup horses that were posting 46 and change halves and 58 and change 5/8 work. So the track was on the quick side. Proud Emmer for the filly and mare sprint came a little later because Flavian Pratt was engaged with Hot Rod Charlie earlier. He went out a little bit later on Proud Emmer, 5/8 and 59 and 3. Did it easy, galloped out well. I thought it was a good work. 13 for 6 furlongs, 27 and 4 for the 7/8. Unfortunately, she has the daunting task of meeting Gamine in the filly and mare sprint. Bill Mott sent out 2 of his 4 Breeders' Cup horses that are here to work this morning. Channel Maker was one, and Horologist earlier in the morning was actually was the first of the 2. Horologist just a maintenance half mile and 49 and 1. Channel Maker working on the dirt for the turf. I picked him up at the 3/8 pull. He actually broke at the half. I had him 35 and change down the lane. Head up in the air, as you might expect from a turf horse. Sometimes galloped out okay. So a decent work for Channel Maker. Art Collector, I thought might work today too for Bill, but not only did he not work, he didn't even gallop this morning. He's been, like I said yesterday, looked terrific yesterday. Just jogged today at his usual time, a little after 9 o'clock, and he is scheduled to have his final work for the Classic tomorrow. Another horse of interest that I've been waiting to see actually work this morning, and that's Aloha West, who I think is an upset candidate perhaps in the sprint. I was hoping to see a little more from him. He went fast enough, 47 and 2, as you would expect from a sprinter, but didn't quite finish up as strong as I would have liked to have seen, and galloped out just 101 and 2. So I was a little disappointed today with Aloha West. So that's most of the action. We'll have the full report on all of this at DRF.com in the written workout report today. Dave Grenning was over at Santa Anita today for a whole slew of works over there. So he'll have some reports there today on DRF.com as well. So like I said, just keep tuned here at DRF.com for the best coverage of Breeders' Cup 2021.